Okay. So we're in the fight caves. We've got our banker's note. What? What is the point of this relic? It doesn't work!
Did you bark it?
No! Weeble! What? What? Oh my god! I did 150k! In 3, in 2, in 1! Come on, come on, come on! Let's go! Boom! It's done! No way! No way! There's no way! That's small. Boom! Oh my god! What the fuck? What? That's what? Alright, Zuck, please give me a full book. That would make me so happy, dude. Oh, let's go! I got the full book! Oh, what the? What? No way! There is no way! I've never had a double drop in my life with this boss! Charge! Boss! I teleported! What? This is where Tall and Manly died. It's not fine! I got double bowled again! Oh no! No, 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 no. No!
And y'all think I'm the weak link? Oh, no, no, no. You're short, you're bad at the game, and you can't even kill Harak.
Alright, and I just went like that.
Ow! Oh! Double rim! Oh my god! Oh my god, double rim! World first! There's no way! There's actually no way! That is so insane! I'm critting. That's it? Done. Let's go! Yes! Are you ready? 3, 2, done! Yes! Boom! So I'm kind of hoping that I don't get a drop on a reroll. Oh my god! Just kidding! I'm absolutely kidding! I take it back! 3, 2, 1! Yes, let's go! Let's freaking go, dude! Yes! 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 Okay! Back to the G! Quick! Did I win? No shot! What? Wait, what? A double drop? We are gathered here today to witness the extremely timely demise of one of the stupidest, dumbest, most annoying, most frustrating mechanics in the history of gaming. And I cannot wait to be here and celebrate and say Pack Watch. You know how I feel right now? You know when they interview 50 Cent and they're like, you were shot 7 times. Do you know anything about the man who shot you? And then 50 Cent, he just looks up to the camera and goes, yeah, he's dead. That's what this is. It's almost time to witness the end of Treasure Hunter. I'm logging into the game too. World 104. Also, hello everyone. Welcome to the stream. How's everyone doing today? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad I got to sleep. Oh my god. I slept for an hour and a half, woke up, did my meeting, and then I went back to bed after that. Fortunately. Oh no! Wait, ad block. Leave me alone. It was the counter. Wait, there, saved. Oh, wearing a nice belt perchance. Yeah, definitely, definitely. A super nice full suit today, chat. Full suit. The whole thing. Dude, I'm so excited for today. Hey, look, it's Pup. World 104 to celebrate the death of Treasure Hunter. It's not a celebration of life, it's a celebration of death. But yeah, how's everyone? Welcome in. Falador plus cannons? You know what? I agree. I agree. Chat, get the cannons out. Have the J-mods said anything today about anything? Dude, this is such a big day. You just signed on? Let's do it. They've gone to bed knowing they can sleep well. Dude, the thing for me that was the most impactful for sure. Oh my god, that old quail is... She loud. The thing that's been the most noticeable to me is how much the J-mods want this thing dead. And you know what? I mean, I could probably say this now. As a former J-mod, like... A lot of the time, the J-mods get wrapped in with all of the reputation damage that Treasure Hunter does. Right? And a lot of the time people will say things like, yeah, the J-mods want this and they exist just to, you know, sell us this garbage and all the crap that you hear all the time. And as much as it's like true that Treasure Hunter is terrible, a lot of the time, hopefully today has made it very clear that this has not been a thing that has been added because the J-mods wanted it. It's not a thing that anybody has wanted at any point, very clearly. It's always been garbage, and it's finally time to take out the trash. Also, I have a coffee. World 104. Little morning coffee action. I've got to say, I messaged Pup before this. I'm too old for this, man. A 20-hour stream with no prep? World 104. Treasure Hunter isn't even the mod team. Corporate execs decide that. Mod North decides it. I mean, the truth is, like, this is how companies work. Not just Jagex, but generally your CEO isn't actually, like, I know in, like, movies, the CEO is portrayed as the top dog. The CEO is, in a lot of cases, not the top dog, because the CEO is the top dog at the company who has to serve the board. And the board are the people that are above the CEO. So it's not even like, as a CEO, you can't just decide to get rid of Treasure Hunter. If that makes sense. All you're missing is the cat right now? Wait, true. I could be this guy. Board wants money. CEO is there to make the board happy and make the board money. Exactly. Exactly. Like, that's functionally the way that it works. Dude, this is crazy. Someone said cannons out to save Treasure Hunter. Oh no. We pay, we spend? Yeah, chat, don't forget to get your votes in. Every account that you have, let's push this thing to 1 mil and say goodbye to Treasure Hunter. Okay, bro. That's a little cursed. It's actually happening. Yep, Betasor, if you vote, it's happening. Dude, I cannot believe we streamed for 20 hours yesterday, predominantly just watching a counter go up. What about casuals who don't have 300 hours a month to play? There's still going to be probably double XP weekend, and you could buy Fallen Stars to double your XP rate. Like, I'm so tired of the excuses of, I only play 3 minutes a year. Why can't I max? Bro, if you're gonna play that little, genuinely just buy someone's account. I'm not even kidding. Pay somebody to play your account for you. We're all old, Ryan. We don't have the time that we used to. Brother, you haven't left Fort Forbidden 3 in 8 years. You don't know how to play the game anymore. Play the game. If you don't like playing the game, then don't play the game. Quit the game. The idea that you need 300 hours a month to play this game, you absolutely do not. I do think RuneScape has issues where too much stuff is forced to the end of the end game. And because of that, along your journey, like if you compare it to old school, right? In old school, nobody would say, man, I can't keep up at old school. I only have this amount of time to play. Because it doesn't matter where you are. You're in a good spot to have fun, right? The point of the game. And to have an adventure. So my hope genuinely is if you kill the dailies and you kill the auras and you kill all of the like mechanics that are like mobile games to force you to log in every day and make people feel like they need to play all this time to keep up, the game mechanics are why you feel that way. The game itself is not why you feel that way. I think if you get rid of all of those crappy mechanics, genuinely people will stop feeling like they need to play a ton to keep up. There's no keeping up. It's a game. It's an adventure game. Everybody's so endgame focused, and they shouldn't be. Parawork's full-time job also has fun side hobbies, keep it for RC. I've even had some time to work. I'm not only a main, but an Iron Man as well. Yeah, no. A lot of the time, it's an excuse. It really is. Did I sleep? I did. Have my babies? I don't want to do that. Do I need to wear a suit too? Yes, you do. Make sure you wear the full suit too, including the pants and the shoes. RuneScape went live too? Yeah, no, everybody wants this gone. Like, nobody's hiding from the fact that everybody wants this garbage out of our game. Are you in a full suit? Show us those pants and shoes. Yeah, of course I am. What do you mean? Yeah. What? I wouldn't ever put on half of a suit. You gotta trust me. Not having enough time because you're working means you probably don't have enough time to do anything with the XP you are buying. Yeah, in which case, maybe you shouldn't be playing the game. Nice suit. Does it come in adult sizes? I actually don't know. It was custom. $500 votes remain for the end of Treasure Hunter. How do I vote? Exclamation point vote. Go to runescape.com. Yeah, this is a genuinely, this is a big moment. Like, it really is a big moment. Go visit Mod Yui? Now, Mod Yui can visit me. Ryan bought this suit when he was 12 and it still fits. Yeah, there's actually the suit I wore to my senior prom. No, that's a joke. I actually do still have the suit I wore to my senior prom. I don't think it fits anymore, though. Don't forget to vote with all of your characters. Yup. Holy, look at us, man. Look at us. That stream is based on World 11. I'd rather stay in 104, to be honest with you. This is the world that the Gold Cloaks have played for many years. RS is too far gone for me. It's too flamboyant. Okay, you don't have to play it first time chatter. That's okay. You can let all the other people that like playing it play it, and you can play something else. How happy are you that you didn't stay up? Oh my god, I think I would have died at my desk. Genuinely, like, holy. I was not feeling good. Someone notify Shawnee? Shawnee knows what's going on. I queued him in yesterday. Shawnee still plays RuneScape, by the way. If you guys didn't know, like, he played leagues. Did you expect it to 100k less than 48 hours? I was hopeful, yeah. I don't want to say I was expecting it. I'm happy about it. What were they on? 104. 400 votes remain. Is Shawnee's Arson Shawnee? I don't know if people know what his personal account name is. So I don't want to accidentally say it unless someone in chat says it. Because then I know that people know it and then I could say it. Yeah, it's Shawnee Owens. Cool. Yeah. Nice. Always love the game. Introducing it to my friends. It's always hard because they can never get past the fact that you could pay to win every skill. This is the start of something new. The game can finally grow. Okay, it says you decide, but by law, they had to remove it in the future. Now they make us feel like they listened. Nope. POV? Unable to read. Did my fireworks come in? No. Redestos, thank you for the 8 months. I appreciate it. I'm still emotional about it all. Can't believe after all the years we managed to stick through it all that it's finally going away. Like, genuinely, and this is like, this is how I feel about this. The RuneScape players deserve this. We've been put through so much garbage and so much genuine BS. And, like, it's just... We've been through hell and back to get here, man. And this was always going to be the only way that there was any hope for this game. People are saying, like, oh, Jagex is manipulating you because it might be illegal in 5 years to do Treasure Hunter. Or the vote isn't a real vote. I don't care. I'm getting all of the things that I wanted. I do not care. A year-long integrity-long roadmap to address all of the stuff that everybody hates about RuneScape, a cosmetic toggle, and the removal of 99% of the MTX in the game. I swear some people are so, like, jaded is the right word, that it doesn't matter. Like, they don't care that the thing that's happening is good because, ooh, you're being manipulated. I don't care. $300 votes away. I just think some people are genuinely just miserable. I'm sorry, if you can't get excited about Treasure Hunter being removed because you've convinced yourself that there's an ulterior motive, which still results in the game getting better for all of the players, you're just a miserable person. Get rid of this garbage. The number of people complaining they don't want their stuff deleted amazes me. Yeah, because they've already said no one's getting any other stuff deleted. I genuinely think we would have hit 100K yesterday if the news post had been worded more clearly. Like, all caps, bold text, you will not lose your stuff. Oh my goodness. Zonus8, thank you for the 20 gift subs. I appreciate it. That is ridiculously kind of you. Thank you so much. That is ridiculously kind. Thank you. Yeah, wait, why are my two timers out of sync? I don't understand how that works. David, thank you for the Prime sub. Zonus, again, thank you so much. That's ridiculously generous of you. Fast Strike, thank you for the 5 gift subs. I appreciate it. Have they mentioned when they'd go over their integrity roadmap? Yes, they said once this poll closes, they're going to give out more info. So the next info dump is going to be in a couple weeks, I think. Spinnies can't read? Oh yeah, are we calling the treasure hunter users the spinnies? Hi, Von Goblin, what's good? Yeah, I also know some people didn't want to vote because of the cosmetic toggle, because they want people to look at their cosmetics. You know what? It's fair play, right? Whenever you have a poll where you bunch a bunch of different things together, I'm always someone that will vote for the thing that I think is best overall, but there are some people that won't vote for anything that they don't like, so they had to check all 3 boxes. And you know what? That's reasonable. We're here. We've made it either way. Thank you, Ryan, for always being a positive voice in the community. No worries. Happy to be here. Rid Estos, thank you so much for the gift sub. I appreciate it. That's kind of you. Fast Strike, thank you for the kind words. Appreciate that. How were your meetings? They were good. I was really, really tired, but I got through them. How much of a donation would it take for you to get an IRL billboard celebrating the end of Treasure Hunter? However much a billboard costs. I ain't even gonna lie. RuneScape dies at 200 votes. Spitty detected. $150 votes away. Here we go. My favorite part of this, I'm looking to rebalance skills. Yep. To me, the quiet part here is they've basically admitted now that skills were balanced around Treasure Hunter. And that's crazy to me, man. That's crazy. In here, if you read between the lines, weird that once we're removing Treasure Hunter, we could rebalance all the skills. Very interesting, in fact. Crazy Town Boy, appreciate you. We are but 131 votes away from the beginning of RuneScape's next era. I'm on World 104. I'm scared ads are gonna play any second. Let me make sure that they don't play. I actually don't know how to do it. Let's just assume it's not gonna happen. Back teen. It's Santa. Thank you for the subs. Appreciate it. Dude, look at this in-game chat. I mean, I gotta. We're almost there. We're actually almost there. Let me exist, thank the primer. 420 gigs, thank the primer. Taser beam, thank the primer. Appreciate it. We're almost there. Sorry, 99,937 votes. People are waiting to be the 100,000th? It's possible. We're almost there, chat. 50 votes away from the end of Treasure Hunter and the beginning of an era. We are gathered here to celebrate the very timely demise of the most predatory garbage microtransactions of just about any MMO that have riddled the game for years and years and driven players away. It's time for something better. It's time for something better. I can't believe it. We're almost there. Get your votes in. Madhuli himself just said it's time for me to vote. Get it over the line. Treasure Hunter, you will not be missed. And just like that, here we go. It's done! Let's go! It's done! Bang! It's done! Pack Watch! Treasure Hunter, you will not be missed! Get out of my video game! Thank you very much!
Warning. The streamer is about to run out of water runes.
It's gone!
This is a code, water runes.
It's done! Dang.
Bang. And bang.
Actually sit.
You what?
Sarah Tobin.
Why does it feel like New Year's? I don't know. It legitimately just feels like, it feels like a new era. I mean, it is a new era. Oh my god. Zonus, thank you for the 20 gift subs. Royal Justice, thank you for the 100 gift subs. Y'all are insane. Thank you so much. That's ridiculously kind and generous of you. Genuinely means a ton. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for being here and making this happen. You guys made this happen. We spent 21 hours sitting here bullying people into voting. No, kindly nudging people into voting. And this is the result. And it's done. It's over. Can we get an F in the chat for Alice? Alice, the defeated. You will not be missed. Goodbye, Alice. We don't need you anymore. We found a better way. A kinder way. Someone said, who the F is Alice? Good reference. I mean, what a moment in history. The poll closed on November 12th. News will come then. This happened much quicker than expected. Awesome. I'm glad to hear it. Oh. Thank you, Mika, for the 100 bits. What a huge day. Yeah, Mudahuli, can we get more polls that are greatly in the favor of the players? I think we should do more of these. Like, if the team ever, like, expands, you should do a poll like this for, like, hiring more developers to make more updates. Where there's only a yes button. It'll be perfect. Now, just thank you guys for voting. Honestly, I know a lot of people too that were like, I'm skeptical of this. I think it's too late for RS3. A lot of old school people were like, I'm never going to play this game in my life, but I'm going to vote anyway because the RS3 people care about this. And that's important and that's appreciated. I mean, this number doesn't happen without everyone who took the time to vote, but also you have to think about, like, even the old school people like Bodhi and like Foe who took time, even though they don't play the game, to come on over for a bit and support the RS3 community with this one. It's really, really big. Ahmad Huli confirming that Treasure Hunter will be gone in a few months. We'll announce the date on November 12th, but it won't be a super long wait. We needed to go develop the changes now, and there's a lot to gut. There is a lot to gut, isn't there? Make sure W keep voting? Yep, absolutely. It was listed down here that votes over 100,000 acts as a clear signal of how far you think we should take these plans, increasing our investment and focus delivering stronger integrity in our roadmap at no cost to the content roadmap. So basically, the more votes, the merrier. If this thing could get to 200K, which would be all the way over, I presume, that would be exceptional. But I mean, I'm gonna be entirely honest. Like, everybody should vote. Everybody should keep voting if you haven't. Keep convincing your friends. But as far as I am concerned, we have gone to the place and done the thing. The mountain has been climbed. And it's like, yes, more voting would be cool. Dude, look at that perfect screenshot, too. $100K in less than 2 days, more than they expected. What Huli said, definitely quicker than I thought. Guess we needed the weekend to get a surge of votes. That's exceptional. Amazing. Dude. I'm so hyped. I'm actually so hyped about this. I'm so stoked, dude. Lovely people are calling me out, but it's really a team effort. So much work went into this across the team, Jenkins as a whole to make it possible. Happy to have played a part, but they deserve the credit. I mean, you've also been cooking. But yeah, just a huge team effort. I'm just happy I got to be here for it. I didn't sleep through it. Man, it's gonna feel so good in a few months' time, logging in and not getting barraged by bonus keys if you buy 450. And I know you took out one mortgage, but have you considered second mortgage? And this technically isn't gambling. But you're probably addicted to it. She's done. Colby, thank you for the Prime sub. Appreciate it. Henry, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Also, Royal Justice again, thank you so much for the 100 gift subs. You're genuinely insane. And I really appreciate it. And Zonus as well, thank you for the 20 as well. You guys are both crazy. You just bought $1,000 worth of keys? Pog? Use them while you can. I couldn't believe how addictive it was. I bought so many keys over the years. Yeah, I know a lot of people that have spent more money than they cared to or wanted to or meant to on Treasure Hunter. And that to me just speaks to the nature of it, right? That's why I use the word predatory a lot. Anything that is designed in a way to get people to spend and overspend is not great, in my opinion, especially for a reputation, especially, you know, for the game. When you're standing next to old school RuneScape, a game that like prides itself on its like integrity and listening to the players and like the journey, and then RS3 is like the opposite of that in every possible way. It just makes us look so bad. Not a single key bought, but that's exactly the reason I wanted it gone, to protect those who are susceptible to predatory mechanics. Yeah. I'm in the same boat. I am not a treasure hunter spender, but I've seen the way that it's impacted people. I know a lot of people in my community. I get messages, not all the time, but semi-infrequently from people saying that they had to quit the game because they were struggling so much with Treasure Hunter. I mean, you guys know this, but I got a payment block put on Anna's account 3 years ago when we became friends. because she was struggling with literally exactly that. So I know the way that it can impact people, and I don't want that in my video game. But this is well, I can speak. This is pretty groundbreaking, though. I don't know how many games have walked back their MTX, reduced their MTX. And I'm so happy to see it. It's been so many years to make it happen. How many people play an Iron Man specifically to get away from the microtransactions? I certainly do. Now, they definitely need to address holiday events. They definitely need to address double XP. There's more work to be done, but this is a very, very strong first step. Yeah, everybody. Bro, Iron Man mode is going to die in a couple months. What, are we all going to make mains again? Untainted main accounts? You're a GIM? Daily Escape, please, as well. So that's the big thing, too, is this was so much more than just Treasure Hunter. It was also the integrity roadmap, which, like, Pup and I, just, like, spitballing for 5 hours last night out of boredom, we came up with so many, like, easy things you could do that would just make the core game better. And I just think that's really cool, because Pup and I mean, especially me, my cranium isn't very cataclysmic. And if even the two of us just on a call with Twitch chat were able to, you know, there's so much good stuff that could be done to improve the game, and Treasure Hunter has been directly preventing that from happening. Can I share the board? I can't share the board because it's my production board, unfortunately. If I copy it to a different board, then I can share it. If you DM me on Discord, if you want the board, I can put this on its own board and then share it, I think. Video and me and my friends tried GIM from old school, end up realizing Iron and RS3 and used your guides to get better. I think you deserve the success you've gotten. I'm glad to be able to support you. Oh, thank you, Zonas. I appreciate that. That's very kind. New video idea, going through the ideas for the integrity roadmap. Yeah, let's do it. Integrity roadmap video. Dude, I could almost make it a podcast. World 84 is super active. Mox went to World 84 to say, how are you spinnies holding up after the big 100K? Oh no. Look, this is a happy day and a joyous day. I'm not going to go dunk on people on World 84. Like, ultimately, their understanding of RuneScape is different, right? And this is the truth, too. The game was made to cater to that kind of player, right? I genuinely completely understand why a lot of people have been very unhappy with this change. Because even though it brings RuneScape back to what it probably should have always been and what it used to be, it's a huge change from what it has been for 10 years, right? So, I get why people are upset, but I could not be happier. Jagus can make a Treasure Hunter only mobile game. Yeah, make an idle game where it's just spinning. Perfect. Time to make a non-MTX main? Yeah, I don't know what the next... I don't know what the next big series we do is, but this could be a perfect time to do something with Mainscape. Genuinely. Like, I wonder if we made a new main, what progression would be like. The thing is, I'd kind of want to wait for all of these integrity changes to come out first. Have I pitched the Well of Good Riddance? Oh, I definitely have. Oh, yes. They are very aware that I would like the Well of Good Riddance. Bring the Yak track back? Kethart, we've had We just voted for getting rid of MTX. We don't need more MTX. Why don't we keep it like this for a little bit? Let's keep it like this, all right? We're good now. You're dressed like the MTX Hitman? I don't know. I mean, to me, this is a celebration of death. And I'm here to celebrate. Did I ever play Classic? No, I didn't. I made this account when I was 7, which was 20 or 21 years ago. Like this account I'm currently playing on. So, no. Ryan dressed like that hater meme? Yeah. That's me. I mean, okay. I think a lot of people feel very, like, not emotional about this, but this is a really big moment. Not because of the poll that obviously was kind of rigged, and not because of the, like, ultimately, the mechanics of it don't matter. The fact that this is changing is huge. And it needs to be celebrated, and it needs to be highlighted. Like, this is genuinely the end of an era of RuneScape, and it's an era that started in 2012. For 13 years, we've been in RuneScape's microtransactions era, where the business model involved selling people XP and making grinds a little bit too hard to incentivize selling XP. And the fact that Treasure Hunter is going signifies that era that we've had for 13 years is gone. And the thing that I am most excited about is, while this is a huge risk and it's very scary, the game now needs to survive off of its own merit. It needs to just be a good game. And that bodes really well for the players, because it means Jagex needs to make updates that players like and want to get them to subscribe. The business model isn't and can't be, it doesn't matter if people don't like this as much, because we're supplementing all that revenue from the Treasure Hunter whales who are addicted. You get rid of the whales, the addicted Treasure Hunter spinnies, you actually have to make a good game for this game to survive. And I think the net result of that is going to be a lot of letting the devs cook and a lot of massive updates that the players want, that the players like. Of course, McNeil. Wouldn't miss it for the world. Thank you for the 500 bits. Appreciate it. Can't believe it's gone. What a day. Yep. Can you mute someone in the in-game chat? Wait, they said, why is an Iron Man here? Wait, that's okay. I think it's okay. He's calling people poor. Anyone who's against MTX is a broke boy IRL. Okay, I'm not going to mute them for saying that. I'm sorry. I'm going to ignore them. I'm not muting someone for calling you broke. But also, it's true. He said something about attacking... Oh, boy. Oh, did he really? Oh, oops. Okay, I might have missed that one. That's on me. That is on me. Also, dude, I can't believe I'm being called broke. That's crazy. I've never been broke in my whole life, except for, like, the entirety of going through university and the first 5 years of my streaming career. Could someone explain how it'll change the integrity? Yes. So, okay. They've used a lot of words in this news post about core gameplay loops, stuff like that. The way that this works is Treasure Hunter allows you to skip the game. You buy XP, you buy levels, full levels. When you can buy levels, you don't actually interact with the world or the game. And as a result of this, a lot of components of the game haven't been updated and don't play very well and aren't balanced, because they know most people and most paying people are going to skip it all anyway. So effectively, the reason this is going to improve the integrity of the game is, in order to level a skill, you're going to actually have to play the game. And thank you so much, Legiaris. That's very kind of you. I appreciate it. So the reason it improves integrity is because you won't be able to buy levels anymore. That's the big thing. That's the biggest thing of all. But on top of that, they're going to spend a year addressing core issues to make the game better. So make the interface not suck, make the visuals not suck, fix auras, fix dailyscape, all the stuff that people don't like and isn't good for like getting sucked into an adventure. What do I think about PvP? I personally don't think RS3 is the game for it. What? How much XP is that? Also, I'm putting him on blast. This is Editor Kochi. More like Editor Spinny. Crazy. Former Editor Kochi, I should say. That's apparently 1 billion runecrafting XP. Huge. What world 104? I just lied for fun. Awesome, Elliot. Sick. It's apparently 400 mil XP with no other boosts. Huge. Treasure Hunter Argus 3. It was released February 4th, 2014. Replacing its predecessor, the Wheel of Fortune. Dude, I am not going to miss Alice at all. Alice and her smug look. Like, yeah, I know you're going to blast some treasure hunter keys. I know you're not going to try to actually play the game. Nope. Get out of my game. Someone in chat said she's kind of hot, to be honest. I hope they consider not selling bonus XP. Yeah, I think that's one, like, here's the thing. I've been very focused on the positive of this, which is this is absolutely a huge win. This is the biggest win we've had in literal years. The thing that we haven't really talked about is it going to be enough for some people that bonus XP can be sold? I actually think it's probably the right answer, because I think if you go too Scorched Earth, I don't know. It just... It's tough. Because the community that we have, for better or for worse, is very used to MTX. And removing 90% of it and removing the stuff that lets you skip full levels, to me is like, that's a really, really good start. But yeah, if it were up to me, I would want this gone too. Selling bonus is fine. Yeah, no, it's infinitely better. Because it's capped, you can't hoard it, it's expensive, and then it also, it forces you to actually play the game, right? I view it similar to bonds. It gives you GP / a boost, but you still have to play the game to use it, yeah. It's definitely closer to bonds than other things. Look at all the fragile souls getting offended over one man's opinion. Wait. Which man's opinion? Wait, me? Oh no. This is me trying to celebrate an exciting moment. People coming in a chat being like, you just doomed the fate of RuneScape forever. It's a crying shame people have gotten so used to MTX in general. Should have never been a thing. Yep, it really should have. Dude, seeing the JMods and former JMods all come together to say, get rid of this, please, is like, I don't know. To me, that actually hits different because it also means that a lot of the... It gives me more faith in the company, actually, because it means very overtly that a lot of the garbage the community has been put through was not because of the devs' choice, which, I mean, we knew it, but it's more clear and more plain than ever. This is great for everybody. If they don't make money, they'll shut the game down. Correct. So what they're doing is they're switching models from making money off of whales and MTX to making money off of memberships by making a better game. Players genuinely should be happy about this, I think, and should be excited about this. It's the model that people have been begging for years. When you look over at Old School, it's the same model they have. I might get shunned for this, but BXP is just double XP. Someone has excess money from work and they get home, they don't have free time to get enjoyment of the game. Otherwise, let them. Yeah, once again, it's still MTX, and some people will stay away from the game because we have it, but it's infinitely better than all of this garbage. It is kind of funny, switching from cash cow to growth. Yeah, exactly. It is kind of funny to see people going how will RuneScape possibly survive without gotcha mobile game gambling mechanics? And then you say, the way Old School does? Looking mighty dapper during this holiday season? Thank you, CK. There's a reason I haven't stood up this stream yet. Old School, the game with the bigger player base. Yeah, exactly. That's the whole point, right? Is because they haven't monetized this way and they focused on making a good game, they've grown. It's going to be... Here's what I think. I think we've got tough times ahead. I think once Treasure Hunter is removed, you're going to see a lot of RS3 players quitting, and we're going to have to get players back by making the game better. I think it's going to be a rough ride for a bit. And then for the long term of the game, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, this is the play that allows you to actually survive. Because the truth about MTX and Treasure Hunter is it was bringing the game to a slow and painful death. It was. The game was completely stagnant for years. Let me pull up the RSC player count. Oh no. Are people freaking out? Dude, people are crashing out. I think I already muted the person. Or sorry, I already ignored the person. Unlucky. Guys, don't get one guide. Use the ignore button. It exists. Okay, so look at RuneScape 3's population. 29K in 2017, 23K in 2018, 20K in 2019. COVID happens and brings us up to 40K. Back to 30K. Back to 20K. 2024, 18,000 players online. Group Iron Man comes out, 25K. 20K, 21K. This is the chart of a slow and painful death, to be entirely honest with you. So, people acting like the fate of the game is doomed because Treasure Hunter is gone. No, the fate of the game was doomed with Treasure Hunter because of Treasure Hunter. And now, the game has a chance to actually operate off its own merits and survive and thrive and grow. Look at Old School. Look what Old School's been doing. So, yeah, this, it is a risk, though, right? In the short term, this is going to be a bit of a tough one. Because the community that this game has been made for, in part for a lot of years, are the people that are losing their MTX that they're used to. It's total BS. Now I need to drive all the way to a casino to gamble my life savings away. No, you don't. Do you have a phone? Today's stream is brought to you by gambling. I don't know. Just gambling. There's something about a client-side cosmetic toggle. Yes. So what they're doing, CK, is the future release of a cosmetic toggle option to customize cosmetic visibility. So how it'll work is you'll be able to control if you see other people's cosmetics or not, which I think is pretty cool. RuneScape coming in with the massive, gargantuan XXL raid. Hello. How we feeling? Wait, is the RuneScape chat happy or is the RuneScape chat crashing out? How are we doing? I presume that we're doing well. We're thrilled, awesome. I am very happy too. We have been celebrating. How far do you think the vote goes? I am hoping it hits 200K. That would be my hope. You look snazzy? I mean, I'm here for a celebration. I had to bust out the funeral suit for our dear beloved Alice, the treasure hunter lady. Next up, let's get rid of Daily Escape. Oh yeah, I'm on board. It's not 1 year of work. I think, like, making the game perfect is an impossible thing. I think so much of the early game has genuinely been ignored for so many years because of Treasure Hunter. Like, the amount of people that I talk to a lot of RuneScape players, I talk to a lot of old school players, I talk to a lot of people trying to get into the game. They log into their account they haven't played in years, and they randomly have 80 in every skill from all of their free MTX items. And I think that is one of the reasons why the early game hasn't been looked at in so many years. Nobody's at the early game. There's a reason why, like, it feels like most of the players in the game are maxed. And the idea of getting rid of that shortcut and kind of forcing the company in Jagex and forcing the game to actually make skilling good, make skilling fun, make skilling valuable, make experiences that are worth doing. It's huge. I think it's going to make a massive difference. Yeah, I think RuneScape needs to get rid of content that incentivizes not playing. I'll give you a good example. The Wildy Flash tree event, right? There is no reason to ever train woodcutting or fire making when you know you're going to passively get 99 from doing the tree. And I think stuff like that does a lot of damage to making a game where people can log in and go on an adventure. Set your own goals and progress. Make it about the journey, not the destination. There's a reason why so many people are coming in a chat and going, well, I only have 3 hours per 100 years to play, so without MTX, I can't. They've completely missed the idea that this is a game and that you're supposed to enjoy the journey. It shouldn't be about where you end up. It shouldn't be about keeping your comp cape, your max cape. It should be about logging in, having a goal or something to work on, and then working on it and enjoying that. Making it feel valuable, making it feel rewarding, making it feel fun. There's a reason why old school doesn't have people saying, I don't have a lot of time to play, so I need MTX. The reason people in old school don't say that is because any time they have to play is time they're spending having fun playing a game. And in RS3, we've got so many people that are so used to playing the game to skip playing the game. And it needs to go. It just needs to go. There's a reason why old school's community is so okay with it being a grind and it being an actual journey and it being actually hard. And at RS3, the idea of like actually training a skill is so foreign. And it's because we've been incentivized to not play the game, to skip the game. You're looking at what it could be, not what it is. And the journey is miserable without lamps. So that's a big part of it. That's why this to me is the most important thing. This year-long integrity roadmap, right? This whole thing is designed to make the journey better. Because of MTX and because of Treasure Hunter and all that garbage, people have been skipping the journey. And in skipping the journey, if nobody is at the level of the journey, it's not getting fixed. Like, bad content has been left in the game for years because people are going to skip it anyway. So if you get rid of the way people were skipping it, I think you actually have to fix the content. My expectation is that this is going to be a huge year for early game RuneScape players, for new RuneScape players. In the video, they use the word onboarding. Does that mean a tutorial? Does that mean interface stuff? Does that mean plugins? Does that mean... It could mean a lot, right? There's no reason to fix bad content if nobody interacts with it. And no one has had to interact with it in years. And that has to change, right? If RuneScape's model is to be attractive to new players, bringing people back over, you have to fix the bad content. But there's so much in this game, too, that makes people feel like they need to be endgame to be able to actually play. They need to be maxed to be able to play. I would love to see a lot of that gone. I think Old School is a good example of, like, you pull up with whatever gear you have, and you can do a lot of the content in the game for the most part. And in RS3, it doesn't feel like that. And I think part of it, too, is, like, power curve stuff. Like, most styles, your damage output doubles once you go from tier 92 to tier 95. And I think that's really, really bad design. Because ideally, someone who's tier 70 gear can do 200k DPM. Someone who's tier 80 gear can do 350k DPM. Someone who's tier 90 gear can do 500k DPM. Someone who's tier 95 could do 750k DPM. You shouldn't get double the damage between tier 92 and 95. You should feel like you can play the game without max stats. It needs to be linear. It's something that Old School does really well. It's something that RSC needs to. Actually, let me add it to my integrity roadmap. Like, they need max stats and BIS to play 90% of the content. Put it on the mural board. Is your metrics on your roadmap? Yep. Create an Alice photo announcing her new... Oh, no. Oh, no, I'm scared. I hope people listen to you because no one is listened to me. I don't know. I mean, ultimately, too, people don't have to listen to me. It's cool. I'm always going to call it like I say... Well, I could speak. Holy crap. This is what happens when you stay up for too many hours. I'm always going to call it like I see it. I've also been wrong before. I could be wrong right now. Everything I just said in the last 22 hours could be, like, genuinely completely wrong. I could be absolutely cooked. Behemoth made a video about the poll. Ooh.
Today's episode is extremely special because we have just seen one of the most unprecedented and incredible things in RuneScape history and potentially gaming history. This is crazy. I woke up this morning to a blog post from the RuneScape 3 team. It's essentially a petition. It says if it gets 100,000 signatures, they will completely remove microtransactions from RuneScape 3 with a little asterisk. I think just all the game-breaking ones. But anyway, I'll talk about it in a sec. Let's hear Mod North's thoughts on this first.
The decision to remove Treasure Hunter is now the integrity of RuneScape. The integrity of our game. This is
in large part to the microtransactions, and the mod team, credit to them, or I guess more realistically, probably the CEO is the one who makes this call, has fully owned up to the fact that MTX is a very short-sighted business maneuver. They are completely getting rid of it. They're cutting off a lot of their income, but they're doing it with the long-term health of the game in mind. I genuinely don't think another gaming company has ever done this. If you can give me a good example in the comments, I will actually donate $100 to Coxie. I'm not even kidding. I'm that confident that this has never been done. Now, the RuneScape 3 community has been hard at work getting the old school community to vote. And like I said, this is a petition. It needs 100,000 signatures, so we're gonna link it down below. Go sign it. At the time of recording, it is already at 74,000. Now, obviously, this is absolutely going to hit 100,000. I think this is more of like a publicity stunt than anything. There's no way that this wouldn't hit 100,000. But the more signatures this gets, the better it looks, dude. Maybe some other gaming companies will potentially take note. Now, obviously, I am over the moon. This actually fills me with joy. I'm not even kidding. Like, this was a great thing to wake up to. And a lot of the other legendary players of the RuneScape community have been very happy as well. This is what Foe had to say.
Yes, I think that you should vote yes for that. That's my opinion. I don't vote. I don't tell anyone in old school RuneScape how to vote. I'm telling you guys right now, vote yes for this. This is hopefully going to be a very positive thing for RS3, which will be a very positive thing for old school RuneScape and just the, you know, game in general in terms of growth.
Anyway, make your voices heard, sign the petition, and free RuneScape 3. I have no doubt that this will be fantastic for the health of RuneScape 3, which will be good for the health of old school, which will be good for the health of gaming in general. So yeah, sign it. That's about all I have to say on the matter. Before we jump into the clips, shawarmadil. That's it.
Shawarmadil?
Hey gamers, welcome to Behemoth. My name is Tasty Life. As always, let's start up the shawarmadil.
Why does that look delicious? Bro, I got the meat sweats just looking at that thing. That looks delectable. But anyway, you know, it on a real note though, it's actually really good to see old school people covering this in a positive way. Yeah, that's big. It's actually really cool to see. Calypso flea? Bro, I got jump scared by that. Do you see old school players coming to RC with this news? Okay, I'm gonna be honest. As someone who's known for being overwhelmingly positive, no. I don't think this isn't enough. This is like the start of an 8-step plan to bamboozle the old school community into actually having fun on RS3. This is like step 1, is like, it's kind of like, okay, if you're like, let's say you're a Canadian, I'm picking a really bad example. Try to make a backyard hockey rink over the winter, as every Canadian does, right? Okay. So you're a Canadian trying to make a backyard hockey rink, like we all have done, all of us. And the first thing you need is like, you need a flat area so that you could actually like make the ice and flood it, right? So the first thing that you need to do is you need to actually level out the ground and remove all of the shrubs and the trees in your backyard in order to make room for the rink. This is like taking a bulldozer and making space that you can occupy with good content in order to get the old school players to play hockey on your rink. Think any future changes will be as drastic as this one? I hope so. Okay, my take on RS3, obviously I love this game. I would love to see them doing some YOLOs. Doing some big pushes. I didn't get any of that, but yeah, I agree. Yeah, no. Basically what I'm saying is this one change isn't going to be enough to bring people back because functionally, Treasure Hunter has eroded the integrity of the game. You get rid of Treasure Hunter, it allows you to repair the integrity of the game, and then once that's done, you probably have a better game. So this is like step one is this had to happen to make room for this part. And now if they can deliver on removing TH, and then they can deliver on this part, then you have a game that is appealing to people to come back to. It's not going to be instant. It's 101K? Dude, Mod Hooli, thank you for making 1,000 alts, by the way. Super appreciated. Delete auras? Oh, I'm literally here. Wait, let me show you guys my integrity roadmap. Auras. Skilling. Delete them and rebalance. Gathering skills. Kill Jack of Trades too. Combat. Delete them all also, but add some effects to the skills themselves. Remove Viswax. Yeah, there's a lot on here that's just, this is a thing that it was made to get you to log it every day as a cheap trick. Kill it with fire. Can you link it, please? I can't link this board. I can't share it, unfortunately. Star said, why would you get ahead of the curve if it's going to mean you lose $20 million? Yeah, that's what I said yesterday. All the people coming in my chat being like, it's because there's going to be a law in 3 to 5 years that makes this illegal. So wouldn't you want to get rid of it in 3 to 5 years if that happens and not lose a bunch of money? I think Old School gets more love and updates than RS3. So I think the comparison between the two games is tough because RS3 assets are harder to make than Old School ones because of our design system and graphics and all that stuff. So it's hard to say like as a one-to-one, but yeah, Old School definitely has a larger team and gets more updates. But part of it is that their updates are easier to make. I'll use the word efficient. Their updates are more efficient. To be fair, their updates are mostly stemmed from RS3. Wait, speaking of that, we were talking about skills. We were talking about woodcutting. Yoink some of that forestry stuff to give an active option to the skill. If they can take half our bosses, we can take their trees. It's perfect. Would you feel the same if you were starting out? Okay, this whole argument that MTX is good for players starting out, I don't buy it one iota. I think it is the biggest cop-out argument in the universe. They're trying to say like, oh, you can't understand what it's like to be a new player. It's not like you've made 4 new accounts in the last 2 years that you've leveled all the way up. New players need to be able to spend their credit card to play the game. No, they don't. Make the game better. Play the actual game. It's supposed to be a game that you play for fun. It's not supposed to be something you log into and then pay money to skip. If people have to pay money to skip the game as the game, then the game isn't good enough. Make the game better. Play the game. I'll just put it out there. Fix agility, yeah, we wanted, this is Puppet Eye, by the way. We were doing some cooking. For agility, we wanted, something like Hallowed Sepulcher and a low-level version. And then, this is Wazi's suggestion, was make Surge BD scale to your agility level so it actually matters. Could be kind of cool, could feel rewarding to train. It's such W content. Yeah, I've not played it, but we looked at it and it looked really fun. And it's like making more agility courses that actually work with Surge and Dive would be so cool. Because that's what makes all of the like original agility courses really boring. Is they're just walk in a circle. And you could do so much more in RS3. What else invention currently? I think it's an absolute hot mess. I think the RNG component sucks. I think the getting component sucks. I think the every new piece of gear that comes out, you have to perk it again, sucks. I think it's terrible for Iron Man. I am not an invention enjoyer. I like the idea of it and the concept of it. I do not like the implementation at all. And I've been like very, very outspoken about that. What about XP every Surge and Dive? To me, that sounds like people want to replicate Silverhawk boots. So the idea would be that you don't need to train this skill. I'd rather just make the skill training fun and rewarding feeling. Nice stream announcement. Wait, did I announce my stream wrong? What did I do? I did it. Nice, you could discover perk combos. I just use them whenever. Yeah, there's a lot you could do for invention. I don't even want to get into it because it feels way too like... I don't even know if you need to put invention on your integrity roadmap. Because to me, it's more about like cleaning up core skills, right? So like summoning. 90% of familiars are actually useless. Biden contracts are basically archaeology, and they're not terribly fun. So it's like just a lot of stuff there that's like core, right? Divination, everything before level 70 is terrible, except for caches. Dude, so Pi was in chat yesterday and said that there was a version when the EOC came out, because that man basically wrote the EOC, where agility became... What did he even say? He said it became like a dexterity skill. Kind of cool. What beam do I stand on P5 Telos? Usually people do the green beam when they're learning. That's what you're just pointing out stuff you don't like personally. Not all is bad for the game. I mean, yeah, this is my opinion. That's kind of the whole point. Is like, this is what I would do to improve the core gameplay loop of the game. I think that's the whole point. But also, if you tell me that you think low-level Slayer is good and balanced, I am going to tell you that I have an oceanfront property in Ottawa to sell you. I love killing a moss giant that hit me 8,000 damage that I had to bank in between killing 3 of for 60 Slayer XP. You present your opinions factually sometimes, but you're the streamer, so keep spinning. Yeah, I mean, okay. Do you know how annoying it would be if every time I said anything, I said, just as a disclaimer, this is just my opinion. This is not a universal source of truth. It's kind of implied. I think it's kind of implied. Anything about plugins? Yes. We threw something on plugins relating to core gameplay. Wikisync, Quest Helper, and we had other plugin-y things here too. Entity Hider. Adding telegraphing to all bosses. Stuff like that. We talked about rune metrics too. My biggest rune metrics thing is XP rates and kill tracking are not a paid feature. They are baseline. Menu swapper. Shift click to force yellow click, which is something old school has. What's telegraphing? Okay. So telegraphing is... So gotta be a picture of it? Tell me there's a picture of it. There might not be. Yeah, maybe there will be. There is not a picture of it. Okay, one second. Okay.
What's up, guys? Welcome to this hard mode in a cat.
Clicked on the first guide I could find. You could tell Pup was having a little bit of fun with the edit on this one.
The Devourer talk.
Here.
Okay, we're jumping to previous as soon as that explosion.
So there's about to be an explosion here. It's highlighted on the floor. You could literally add this to almost every boss in RuneScape and it would just make the boss better. And make it easier to tell what was happening, right? All of this is just telegraphing system. It's just an overlay. Like, you could add it to Vorkath, you could add it to Rise of the Six, you could add it to Araxor for the cleave, you could add it to, like, you could literally go through the list and you could add it to almost every boss and the whole game would just be easier to follow and understand. A Mascot already has it. You could give it to the Ambi Beam if you wanted to. You could give it to Rax for the cleave. You give it to Glacior for the pillars if you wanted to. Astalarn doesn't have real mechanics, but you could give it to the Rain when it's about to spawn. You give it to Rots for Carol bombing. You could give it to Beastmaster if you wanted to for his, like, AoE slam attack. If you wanted to. You probably don't need to. Rots we talked about. BSD, you could give it to the Swirly Fire and the Hydrix attack. So the issue is that as soon as you get binding contracts from level 30 to 99, they're better than everything else. So what I wanted to see is removal of some of the familiars, but also just making some familiars that are not binding contracts better. Why the spiffy look? Because it's a celebration of death? Do you think RC will revive after TH removal? I mean, no, not by itself, but yeah, eventually. Like, how come the only tank familiar is the Hellhound? It'd be kind of cool if there were other familiars that were... They don't need to be as good, but functional. I also don't like that binding contracts are basically Slayer mixed with Archaeology. I'd rather they were actually more summoning-y. But yeah, BSD we talked about. I'm gonna skip Corp because ancient boss. Crassian with the swirl attack easily. You could telegraph that very easily. Croesus, you could telegraph all of the bombs. Gate of Elitis already has telegraphing. Calphite King, you could telegraph the dig when he's about to come up. You could put a telegraphing so that you knew which tiles were covered or which ones weren't. Carapac for the lightning, obviously. Keslam already has it. Masuda? I don't know how you would telegraph, to be honest with you. But yeah, most bosses in the game, you could add telegraphing to them, and it would just be more visually clear what was going on. Chat, this man is in a funeral suit for the death of Treasure Hunter. Sure am. But yeah. Just a good example. Yeah, there's lots of stuff that you could do to just make the game cleaner, easier. I'm honestly happy. And maybe this is just like, I mean, this is definitely just my own perspective, but I have a little bit of fatigue with like new content updates. I'm put it this way. I know there's going to be an insane roadmap with a lot of good stuff coming out. I am personally very happy that they're dedicating time to fixing old content. I think it really needs it. I think if RuneScape 3 is a building, the foundation is crumbling away, and they're building stuff at the top floor for the endgame players who've already taken the elevator up, and it really, really screws over the new people who are trying to climb up the scaffolding for the first time, and they're hanging on for dear life, but the game isn't meeting them halfway. That's sort of where I'm at. Nick, update with Primer, appreciate it. What do you think the next skill will be? I've been saying since Archaeology came out that I feel like it's going to be, like astromancy or something relating to planetary exploration. Can you walk all over RuneScape from Lumbridge while rambling? I would love to. Wait, do I have to walk? Yeah, space sailing. I have to walk? What if I don't want to? But it's been further on the arc. I like the arc. I've been using it a lot lately, actually, and it's been kind of fun. Can I show the integrity map again? I mean, I'm not going to go through the entirety of it right now, but it was literally just Pup and I spitballing during yesterday's stream. Like, if you wanted to go back to the VOD, we just were talking about every skill and what we didn't like about them all. Arc is elite content? Oh, it absolutely is. Arc is a good example of bullshit training methods that aren't so OP they invalidate everything. Yeah, it's just like good, fun, nice. Yeah, Arc is really cool. But yeah, no, I genuinely do feel like we have now ushered in a new era. Like, Treasure Hunter is gonna die. And I think the most important thing too is like, it does not get replaced with something else that is just Treasure Hunter, but not Treasure Hunter. Like, they've said all the right things, right? And now we need to see them do it. We need to see what this integrity game looks like. And I don't want this game to fall back into old habits. So that's something you're going to see from me. They have now told us that they want integrity to be at the forefront of what's going on. From Mod North's very own mouth, they have said that. Now, if there are any attempts to put any nonsense back into the game, that is one thing that is really important, is as a community, we need to do a better job of pulling an old school and making sure that it doesn't happen. I wouldn't be surprised, right, if kind of like what happens with old school, where every few years they kind of try to pull a fast one and the community loses their mind. I think it's really, really important that we do everything we can to not let that happen. Treasure Hunter being removed was not on my bingo card. It wasn't on mine either. I mean, like, wishfully, I think if 3 months ago I said I think Treasure Hunter is going to be removed and most of MTX is going to be removed, I think everybody would have called me out for coping. Genuinely. And now we're here. Now you're agreeing with the monkey? Yeah, no, the more I thought about it, here's the thing. I didn't think it was fair to, like, quote, blame the players themselves specifically on the state of the game. But he's absolutely right that old school does not allow that to happen. And RS3 is slightly more tolerant to it, right? Compared to old school, RS3 showed a little bit of weakness and we got exposed. But yeah, no, I didn't agree with his delivery at all. But fun fact about that whole thing, that No Monkey video that I watched, that I agreed with some of it and didn't. So because we're like adults, which is kind of a cool thing, by the way, adults can actually do this. After my stream, I just DM'd him and we just talked about it. See, I got no beef with the monkey. We just talked. Pretty cool, right? I didn't know that was an option. You could just do that? Yeah, if someone says something that you don't agree with, you could just talk to them. Yeah, I just shot him a DM and I was like, hey, watched your video, loved bits of it, wasn't sure about this part, and then yeah, we had a nice chat about it. I think 48 points is feasible before the Adeleagues. Easily. You could do it in 3 days. Doesn't that sound like something I would personally partake in? Yeah, I know, Sahel. Ryan, you are in the wildy. Be careful, they're gonna AGS spec you. Run. Oh no. I'm out of fire runes. Wait, how am I gonna kill the Chaos Ellie without fire runes? Run!
Warning, the streamer is about to run out of water runes. This is a code, water runes.
No. Probably not. Probably not. Probably not. Looking sharp for the fall of Treasure Hunter. I mean, I had to. I had to. We waited years for this. We really did. Like, this is such a big day. Why risk that gear in the wildy? Here's the thing about this gear. It's so powerful that I'm literally unkillable. Even the entirety of ice couldn't barrage me in this setup. Look in your memes channel. I feel like we should edit me over top of this. Oh, that's really funny. It's a good one though. It's a good one. You need to stand up for the meme. I can't today. Okay, do you want to know what actually happened? My stream started a little bit late today. Not only because I was sleeping, but because I had the idea to throw on the black suit for today. And unfortunately, I genuinely can't find my suit pants. I couldn't find them. And I was looking at the count. I was like, okay, we're 1,000 votes off. I gotta start my stream. Yeah, so we don't have the full suit, all right? We've got what I would call the Zoom suit. But it's like when you have an important Zoom meeting, but you know you're not gonna have to stand up, so you just... You know, I'm wearing pants. They're just not the pants of the suit. Yeah, they're not the right pants. It's my Zoom suit. Thank you for the gift sub to Octagon Cake. I appreciate it. Should have done the maid costume? True. Chat, to think that if the votes were a little bit slower, I was going to pledge to wear the maid costume for Halloween. Yeah, no, I'm literally wearing my climbing pants. Made it 200K, made it 1 mil? Maid costume at 102K? No, I mean, I'm just genuinely very excited. It's just a really big day for RuneScape. To be, like, entirely honest, like, it's not that the vote wasn't ever going to pass. Like, we knew the vote was going to pass, but it's the fact that it's actually happening, right? They're committed to making RuneScape better. And, I mean, obviously it's scary, right? It's risky. Hopefully it works, but I'm going to be here every step of the way. I like that it surprised the mods how fast it got to 100K. Yeah, so Hooli said he was expecting it to hit 100K over the weekend. So that confirms two things. One, strong showing. And two, it confirms that that The mods were, in fact, expecting it to pass, which makes sense. Why are you honoring the death of Treasure Hunter with that nice suit? I don't know. I just felt like it was time to celebrate. So here's a question for chat. How many votes do you think the poll ends up on? In the next, like, 10 days. I'm hoping for 200K. 250, 220, 262, 287. 200, I think, would be really good. They don't show more rewards. 150K, they give us more thresholds, 300K plus. Yeah, that's true. Maybe they'll add thresholds. I don't really think it's like old school's thing where the thresholds are going to exist. Said to post something in Discord to the effect of, this is validation for the plan like we promised. We want it to pass and have been open about that. Yeah. No, for sure. Did they add the old school thresholds later on? Maybe they did. I can't even remember what happened with the old school poll. Just passed 101K votes? We're almost at 102K votes. They were there from the start. Got it. That poll was actually very different, though. Like, the main difference in that poll is that poll required a membership to vote. So when old school was birthed, almost 500,000 people bought membership to vote. Recently came across your website with the progression stuff. It's fantastic. Any chance you add a free-to-play section, people might want to tackle IRC it fully. Yeah, so there's a lot we want to do to improve the site. It is on the list of things that we want to improve. That's like one of the 3 pages that I want to fix up. Wait, this is a good one. Because all of us are old now. This is like where we were at for the first one. Why are you running around the world? I wanted to show the spinnies that there's actually a lot of game world that you could explore. Some of it's pretty cool. I really like the water up here. Except for this random strip in the water. I don't like that as much. I think the easiest way to prove that they wanted this to pass was a lot of people vote on multiple characters, for sure. I'm gonna guess the average voter voted on like 3 characters. Yeah, no. It's a risk, but it's the right direction, for sure. Thomas, thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. I voted on 10. I don't even know how many accounts I have in my launcher. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 2. I just did 1. Could we remove Dungeoneering at 200K? Yeah, sure, why not? Chat, we can do that, right? I thought it was Jackie's account only. Ah, you could go vote on your other characters if you wanted to. Why they hate for Dungeoneering? I think people don't like it because it hasn't been updated in forever, and it could be so much better than it is. I think it's mostly that. Wait, penguin. Where's my penguin? Did I win? I'm rich. Should I play RS or Old School as a new character? I always tell people to try both games.
That's usually what I recommend because you may as well. Membership for one game gives you members for both, so you kind of may as well try out both and see which one you prefer. Oh my heavens. That was a good one, Mika. That was a good one. That was a good one. Wait, YouTubers lying about playing Raid Shadow Legends? I don't believe it. I'm gonna miss lamps. You know what? I'll say it. I think everybody is gonna miss the boatload of free XP we got for existing. Like, genuinely, it was such a crazy, egregious amount that, like, yeah, it's gonna feel very weird when all of it goes. It's gonna feel very weird having to, like, actually play the game. Without a doubt. I think it's a good thing, but it's gonna be a big change. Not for everybody, obviously, but I think for a lot of people, for me anyway, like, I think it's gonna feel good, but it's gonna feel very different. I haven't had to actually play the game to progress in the game in a very long time. But, like, it's the right solution, right? It's correct. The hangover is gonna be massive. Yeah, I think it is too. If you miss lamps, do penguins. What if I'm on the penguin side of the whole conflict? Then what do we do? They're capping that to be XPO, but does that mean that it'll reduce the XP we have if millions are stored before the change? I would assume no. I would assume what they'll do is they'll give you an amnesty period to use up your BXP. So it's like, in the next year, you have to go below 5 million or whatever the number is. I'm gonna be instinctively try to close the TH window for like a year. Yup. Me too. Grand 900 on DXT with Pro Dudes. Realized I hate playing that way. Pretty much instantly stopped playing when I'm back to old school. Huge. I'd imagine you can keep the BXT but can't add more until you're under the cap. Yeah, that could be it too. Very possible. Open your keys? I don't know that I want to. All right, I want to. Gamble, gamble, gamble. See, this is the crux of the issue. That was an hour of fishing training. An hour. That saved me an hour. And then with that bonus XP, that just saved me 5 hours. My daily keys just saved me 5 hours of fishing training. You cannot look at that and tell me that's not a bad thing. It's not good, chat. Good for my fishing level, though. Holy. Who let him cook? Buy more? I think I'm good. I think I'm good on that front. We've hit 102K. Let's go. Big. That's more of a fishing problem, though. Yeah, the fishing do be a little slow, but it's gonna be people that don't live on RuneScape and make a living off of it. Okay, I understand what you're saying. I disagree with you, but if you looked at my like 10,000 hours streamed, how many hours of that do you think were AFK skilling or doing treasure hunter compared to how many hours were actually playing the game? Like, I like the idea that, like, this is what I do to make a living. I just AFK skill. If you get rid of treasure hunter, you need to buff the XP from skill. Like, I actually totally agree with that. I would love to see some stuff rebalanced. As someone with a full-time job, you're 100% incorrect. Just play the game. You want to gamble, go to a casino. Correct. I think that is closer to the right take. Also, people forget that I literally had a full-time job last year. It was cool. I didn't play as much RuneScape, but I don't know. The idea that like streamers don't know what it's like to have a job? I do think the game needs to do a better job, though, of making the mid-game and the early game fun so that people can be kind of... so that people can enjoy their journey at that point instead of it being about getting to the end. RuneScape shouldn't have an end, and it shouldn't be about the end. The expectation shouldn't be that you're a maxed account, or that you're 120 all, or that you're 200 mil all. None of that should ever have been the goal for most people. But yeah, we won. Jazz conditioned a lot of people here to teach spins and all that kind of stuff. So good for a chunk of these people are unwell and were manipulated. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say they're unwell, but yeah, a lot of people are very, very used to this, right? And it's a big change. I totally get why some people are unhappy about this. I am personally very happy about it. Can you deal with a scammer on World 302? World 302? Bro, are you playing old school RuneScape? I don't think I'm doing all that. Oh, I agree. Yeah, no. A lot of the teach stuff is bad. Sorry, World 202? Wait, what world? Just 2. Oh, okay. Chat, when was the last time I muted someone on a stream? What do you get for all the items if you've got proteins? Do they take them from you? No. If you look at the news post, that was never in the cards. All right. Chat. They don't see me. I don't see a person scamming, I'm not gonna lie. Quiet. Okay, we're gonna sneak up on them. Trading 15 bill of items for Red Halloween. Oh. Oh. So, I presume they're filling the trade screen with tokens, yes? That's a commercial news. Actually, no, it's not. It's a GE scam. This is 100% a scam. It's just stuff with bad value. Yeah, no. Well, let's see what you're offering. Yeah, it's a scam. That's a scam. That is literally a scam. All right. I muted them. I can't believe he put the trade screen in on me. Bro, a PMod traded you. That's crazy. Do you think it was like a bot? Do you think they automated it? Dude, there's no way. Bro, a police officer walked up to you and was like, "Hey, do you got any of that illicit stuff?" And you were like, "Yeah, sure, here, check it out." I can't believe that worked. Yeah, unlucky. As a cop, that actually happened to you once? Wait, really? What happened after that? Want more names? I'm good. I'm okay. How long do they get muted? So the way that a PMod mute works, I don't know if I'm allowed to say. I don't care. It's fine. Transparency is cool. So the way a PMod mute works is it usually lasts like a couple hours, I think. But then, as far as I understand it, when a player moderator reports somebody, it gets reviewed separately, both as a way for the PMod to get like a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the report. And if you do too many bad reports, you lose your PMod. And then two, I think it gets looked at slightly differently. Ryan, you're missing 97 boosts. Yeah, that's actually true. Wait, we should play Pictionary. Okay. So what we've got here is... Okay, these are all the boosts I need to trade fishing. Okay, which ones am I missing? Okay. Let me see here. Okay, so... I don't have a love letter. I don't have a Valentine's Slam. I don't have a Coin of Enchantment. I don't have a Rock of Resiliency. I don't have the gift... Oh, I do have the Gift of Friendship. And then I'm missing my Wisdom Aura, which I've swapped to my Fishing one. My Premier Artifact as well. It's too bad, man. Oh, where's my clan avatar, too? What am I looking at? You're looking at all of the stupid random-ass skilling buffs that you need to, like, actually gain XP in this game properly. It's on my roadmap of things to nuke. Before I tell you, how effective was the therapy? Does GeoGuessr for RS3 exist? Oh my god, that'd be so fun. I would love that. So I'm looking through Treasure Hunter. I just think it's like... Holy crap. Wait. So this was when Treasure Hunter first came out. It was like 3 promos per month. 3 to 4 per month. Okay? And now... Jesus Christ. This is a really good way of looking at the difference between even when it came out and today. It's so bad, bro. Get rid of it. Get it gone. Dude, imagine in another 10 years. Be a different promo every day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 treasure hunter promos a month? Bro, 8 in a month is insane. 8 in a month, 8 in a month, 8 in a month, 8 in a month, 8 in a 9? 9 treasure hunter promos in a month. That's what you don't notice when you don't play your main very much. Like, you don't notice how bad it is. Like, I don't play my main very often. 8 treasure hunter promos per month is vile. I cannot wait for it to perish. Archived post from 8 years ago. Sorry, what is this? Oh, it's like which days there have been a promo? Yeah, where it started kind of sporadic, and then it became every day. I mean, now it's every day. It is literally every day, bro. Just like, I mean, not that like treasure hunter promos probably take a ton of time to make. Although this treasure hunter promo was kind of insane. I ain't even gonna lie. Bro, treasure hunter, the dungeon delve was bigger than any update dungeoneering has had in like a decade. Yeah, sorry, what was I saying with this? I would suspect that these promos don't take a crazy amount of time to make, and then once they're made, they can be reused. But I do think a lot of time and resources is spent on the cosmetics, for sure. Like, if you look at the ability overrides and things, there are lots. So I don't know what the plan is for that, but if that is being repurposed, into making the game better or bigger, or, you know what I mean? Like, you actually could end up in a really good spot, which could be cool. Frozen Quake, which is just the Langsword spec. All of the melee ones don't look very good, I've got to say. I like the fungal swiftness. But yeah, no, I'm actually quite open to the ability overrides, by the way. I'm putting it out there. I think this is a good direction for cosmetics. Having all the other different shops is so stupid, yeah. There's a side conversation to be had about, like, selling bank space and selling QOL and selling keepsake keys and selling all the other stuff, but I think if you tackle Treasure Hunter and you tackle auras, like, the game is already infinitely better. Like, I'm not gonna nitpick. At the same time, though, if they want my thoughts on what to tackle, they know where to find me. And I'm ready. How does old school tackle bank space? I actually don't know. Chat, how does old school tackle bank space? You buy it with GP, like straight GP. Really? Blocks of 40. Where do I see how expensive it is? Click bank space in contents. Bank space, thank you. So the first 40 costs some. Jesus. Okay, so surely the only people that would do this are flexing. Like, that's just a flex. Yeah, so the first few are like pretty reasonable, and then they get very expensive. Yeah. It was designed to be a gold zinc. Yeah, clearly. Yeah, that's cool. I actually don't hate this at all. It's a good reminder that where RS3 has chosen to sell things for real life money, Old School has chosen to sell things for in-game money as a gold sink to help the economy, right? It's a really good example of like what MTX brain can do, where instead of something like this that would be better for players and better for the game economy at a really good gold sink, that didn't happen because it was better to just charge people, swipe the credit card for it. It's cool. And yeah, I know people could buy bonds and then sell the bonds and buy bank space. You're correct about that, but it's sort of... If this happened in RS3, you'd redeem the bond for bank space directly. Want to watch your R-Sky Integrity roadmap with Puppet history? That VOD is massive. Any chance someone remembers about what time it was? Yeah, I got you. Allow me to pull up. It was... We started it... 10 hours. 10 hours, 24 minutes. And then we spent 6 hours on it. Remove GE tax now that MTX is gone. No, I'm good. Like, it is sort of related to MTX a bit. Where, like, there's going to be less money coming into the game as a result of no GP coming from Treasure Hunter, but I'm personally okay with the GE tax. I think, like, game does need money sinks. It's sort of a side point. Hi, RS Death Kid. Try to be more on top of the primer. Thank you for the content and good vibes 24/7. Appreciate you. Very kind. MTX barely brought in any GP. Wasn't it like 10 bill a day? I think it was a lot. But, yeah. I think bond price will go up or down. Good question. I actually don't know. I'm sure people who, like, do merchy things have good projections. Mox, what do you think is going to happen to the price of bonds? Mox is an economy-related player. Did you tell him to watch a 6-hour VOD? No. He was looking for a 6-hour VOD. He wanted to figure out which section of the 20 hours was the part where we were doing integrity stuff. So I told him to go where he wanted to go. Might go up, might go down. What's your opinion on the scrap prestige system? Recommended on Reddit as a counter to the new server. Didn't realize it was contentious. I'm a believer in the idea that, like, maybe it's a good thing that this game has an endpoint. I'm not sure if I would want infinite skilling, to be honest with you, and prestiging, especially when you can still buy bonus XP. It would end up becoming a race that was also fueled by wallets too, and I personally don't want to see a prestige system. I think it's okay to tell a RuneScape 3 player that, like, You're 5.8. Congratulations. You could chill a little bit. Bonds go down. Expect it might go down as whales start selling bonds for gold to get skilling supplies. I wonder if they're just gonna quit though. I could see it going either way with bonds. I honestly don't know. Who taught you guys spinnies? We were talking about someone in chat at the end of yesterday's stream said, what's a slur we can call treasure hunter users? And I thought that was a little far. And I was going to shut it down and be like, all right, no, we should chill. We should chill. And then someone suggested spinnies. And it was so funny that it just picked up. It's so good. Yeah, that's kind of what happened. It got pumped to 170 after being 130 for 2 months because the Halloween promo. I'm assuming once all the promo juice is over, we'll see it go back to 130, 150. Okay, so stable. Thank you, Box. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'd rather not speculate on the price of bonds just because, like, that's not my domain. I'm not the greatest economist in this side of the Western world. That is not my area of expertise. So I'd rather leave that to people who are more in tune than me. It originated in Sick Nerds chat, and I used it out of habit. Yeah, it's a good one. When are you getting rid of the seasonal events? So I am hoping that on November 12th, when they have an update about the MTX stuff and the Treasure Hunter demise, I am hoping that what they also do with that is they talk about seasonal events, because, like, you want to see an integrity-led RuneScape powered by your own accomplishments through gameplay. This is like the complete opposite of all the Halloween events, all the holiday events. So I am hoping this means that holiday events are going to be closer to what they would be in old school. I just don't think we need AFK for event and loot boxes events, right? Holiday events are cool, but they shouldn't be that. Give everybody an item if you want to. Give everybody a fun little quest to do if you want to. Recolor a Halloween mask, but give it to people. Don't have people gamble for it. Don't have it a 1 in a million chance. Just give it to people. What do you think about skins and transmog drop from high-end PVM in the future? I'm open to it. I like bosses that have like recolors for pets at a high kill count or like that kind of stuff, but I do genuinely think that one of the only healthy avenues of MTX this game is going to have is cosmetics. Direct purchase cosmetics. I don't need them to be on PVMing. If they want to sell cosmetics, sell cosmetics. They want to do the Fortnite thing. I am so happy with them doing that. Are your group Ironman votes anywhere by chance? Yes. They are on the YouTube VOD channel. The RS Guy VODs. Am I happy with battle passes? If it's a battle pass that's only cosmetics, I don't mind. If there isn't paid accelerated progression through it. So if you did a battle pass where it was just like... Actually, you know what? Screw it. No, I don't want a battle pass. I'm good. I don't think MMOs need battle passes. They should just have a fun game, and you should be able to play the way you want to. And not have, like, a side track to get you logging in and logging hours. Yeah, I know. No battle pass. I just got a Vecna skull. What do I think about the Golden Party Hat event? I think... I hated it at the time. It's not my favorite thing. I think if you actually care about your core gameplay loop, you don't do any of this stuff. It all feels like a cheap trick to get people logging in. And I feel like you don't do any of that stuff. If they're serious about core gameplay mattering, they shouldn't do any of these events at all. They shouldn't do a gold party hat. They shouldn't do a PVMing Thok event. They shouldn't do any of it. But like, it's not as bad as a lot of the other stuff, right? What do I think about the black party hat? I'm glad it's not MTX related. I don't like that it's a daily. I like the B event. I didn't play it, so I can't weigh in on that one. It was actually really fun. You had to interact with the game to get the shards. Did not like being able to buy one. Yeah, it's one of those things where it depends how it's implemented, right? If they put it out in a way that it's like, okay, you get a gold party hat. It's guaranteed for anyone that plays 10 hours this month. Something like that. That to me is fine because you can do whatever you want to earn it. But if it's something where it's like, you have to do this thing at this place and then do this thing at this place and then train this skill and then train this skill, I don't like that. Because you're kind of getting in the middle of people's adventure. Average spinny. I abstained. Oh my goodness. Their brain is the squeal wheel. World events would go hard. That'd be cool. I like holiday items coming into the game and silly and not engagement farming activities. Yeah, that's my big thing is if it's AFK this node for 11 years for a chance to win this thing, like I don't like any of that. What do you think was meant by them addressing combat? It might be that RuneScape is really weak until the very end game, and it makes people feel like they need to basically max an account to start killing stuff. So it could be that. It could be just like the game being confusing, having a lot of abilities, having a lot of action bars, having a lot of kind of janky things that don't work, having a lot of like tooltips that don't line up. Where was the combat stuff? We had someone here. Like ability animation syncing, clickbox stuff, telegraphing stuff. Yeah, those kind of things. So it could be a lot of different things. Making buff bars better, maybe. Copium. Making the group system better. Double copium. I don't want to overdose or anything. But yeah, it could be a lot of different things. Those are the things that we came up with that like could have been what they're talking about. I didn't go bossing until I was maxed. Yeah, I feel like that's a problem. I mean, leagues and my like bad choices only run really just taught me and showed me like how bad it really is. That was a big moment for me is like, wow, I am level 90 or 99 and I'm doing 100k DPM. And that is like a huge problem, I think. That is like, if that was a thing in old school, can you imagine if in old school you couldn't kill any endgame boss unless you had a T-bow? That's effectively what RuneScape 3 is right now. Until you get a T-bow equivalent, like your top end gear, you don't get damage. There's too much power in tier 95s instead of more linear progression. Yeah, exactly. Well, is your boss pre-max with the portal? Remember back in the day, you literally had to max in the portal? Yeah, that was bad too. I disagree a bit. I think it all comes down to skill level for players. Yeah, I think in old school, when you see someone killing a boss, a lot of the time they're using gear that isn't full best in slot. And in RS3, it feels like a lot of the content, yeah, like, okay. My thing is like, I think it would be good if mid-tier setups performed better than they do now. I don't want to add any endgame top-level power creep. I think that would be bad. But I don't think tier 80 should do 8 times less damage than tier 95. I think it should do 2 times less damage than tier 95. That's just me, though, of course. How do you change auras? I would delete all of them and then rebalance stuff that needs to be rebalanced. I think RSC players are very conditioned, myself included, to like feeling like everything needs to have a cost and a time limit. All of these buffs that run out. I think in reality, you could probably just like make fishing faster and then delete the aura. Make it faster for everybody without having to activate a thing for an hour. Am I ever going to post my Bad Relic playthrough? Yes, Nathan is currently working on it. Some things need Vamp Aura. So my suggestion for Vamp Aura was, if you like some of the combat effects, add them into the skills themselves. So imagine if once you got 80 attack, or maybe once you did the Lord of the Vampirum quest, you could attune your abilities to be vampiric. It doesn't have a time limit. It doesn't go in a slot. It just, you're currently using the vampiric build. Or maybe once you get a certain agility level, you can unlock one that gives you the Ring of Vigor effect. Sorry, the Invigorate Aura effect. And then it's balanced by letting you pick whichever one you want. So when you're at a bank, you can pick the one that you want. And then that way you can cater your abilities to your own playstyle. So if you're a Necromancer and you don't want to be able to crit, you want Equilibrium, that's an unlock via playing the game. And then you can attune your abilities to it. So it's not consumable. It's just a thing that you play the game, you get to a certain level. It's a leveling benefit or a quest benefit. Like for the Vamp one, perhaps you have to do the Vampire quest line. And then once you've done that, you can attune your abilities. Could be kind of cool. That might not be the perfect solution, obviously. I'm not a designer, but you can delete auras without getting rid of the effects that you like. You can just get rid of the pop this thing for an hour and lock everything into hour-long segments. It's a thing we talked about yesterday, but on old school, do you guys know people don't PVM for hour-long blocks like they do at RS3? They just PVM until they have to go. I just feel like it'd be so much easier to get sucked into a game and have a fun kind of immersive experience if you didn't have a bunch of random stuff running out all the time. Pretty cool. That sounds like auras, but with the cooldown and duration removed. Precisely. Exactly. That is exactly what I'm suggesting. Hi, Paper Reaper. Thank you for the Prime sub. Appreciate it. It's very kind. I think auras are something we're very used to, but they're not so good. Imagine permanent invigorate with necromancy so people don't have to feel like they have to get COE. Yeah, it would be pretty cool. Congrats, RSC community. Hope your game comes to slap next year. Love that. I do too. Guys, what Overload Culture recommended. How are you not just recreating the Aura 1 hour problem with them? So instead of having to click something every 6 minutes, you have to click something once an hour. So to me, it's better, but also you're not wrong. Maybe it's a bad idea. What do you think melee PVM needs to be decent? So my thing about PVM on all of the core 3 styles, so not necromancy, is your power comes from specs and EOFs and not from the basic core abilities. So I would just like make some of the abilities better, make your adrenaline gain a little better, make food better to use, like do a lot of stuff there just to make it so that you can do a little bit more with a little bit less. Do you think we need dupe protection? Absolutely. Hi, Tremmy, listening to the 3 months, appreciate it. I'm gonna keep aura, but take the cooldown off of them completely. Yeah, you could do that too. I kind of feel like so many people have a negative association just with the slot itself and popping an aura. But yeah, you absolutely could just make auras a pick whatever one you want, infinite, just choose the one that you want. I think it would be better to just delete the whole slot though, to be honest with you. How do I think dupe protection should work? I've talked about this before. It should work like archaeology artifacts, where it's very quiet and secretive and under the hood. But when you pull an artifact, which is like the equivalent of getting a PVM drop, it makes it less likely that you pull that artifact again until you get the other artifacts. But like only by a little bit. So that over time, what's going to happen is as you get drops and they're the wrong drops, you get a better and better chance of getting that thing that you're looking for that you don't have yet. But it's not so overt that you can't go back to back to back. It should ideally, in a perfect world, only fix bad luck in terms of logress for like the worst lucky 10% of players. And then for everybody else, you don't even notice it. How do I feel about transmutation? It depends what it's for. I think for everything in the game to go from piece to piece, it's an avenue. I would just rather there's dupe protection, probably. Yeah, you'd keep all the drop rates exactly the same. I think they should have plugins. Yes, I would love plugins. Right, that's on a PIY system. Boss drops a shard. You can combine X shards and redeem one drop of choice, but it's very underrated. I like it in old school. I honestly just need there to be something. I think that's a harder sell than using the system that already exists for archaeology. But yeah, I'd be fine with that. I just realized you're wearing a suit. I am. We've got to celebrate. I'd love to build a plugin platform like RuneLight, but it's illegal. I don't want to be banned. Yep. Yeah, so Zapertix, I'd rather that happen on a specific boss. Kind of like it is for old school, where it's like, there's a boss that's like that. I wouldn't do it universally and add like 20 different shards to 20 different bosses. The suit's clean? Thank you. Would you ever play old school? I want to play the next old school leagues as my first time playing old school in years. Do a full combat rework and release RuneScape 4. I don't know if we need enough. Okay, actually, here's a good question. If you were rebranding the name of RuneScape, what would you call it? Would you call it RuneScape 4? I don't think I would. I would get rid of the number. RuneScape Reloaded? RuneScape Resurrected? Yeah, the only problem with calling it RuneScape is people get confused between OSRS and RuneScape. Because technically RuneScape 3 is already called RuneScape, but nobody actually calls it that, which would indicate that maybe it's not the strongest branding. RuneScape Retail. World of Gillinor. New School RuneScape. NSRS. Rooney, we found the Australian. Yeah, it's actually a hard one. Because I do think when you're swapping eras like this, you probably do want to change your branding a bit. But yeah, I don't know. RuneScape in brackets, we're sorry about the last 12 years. It's perfect. That's the one. That's the title. RuneScape Advanced? RuneScape DS? Honestly, could be RuneScape Resurrected. I play a game occasionally called The Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle-earth 2. And the community there that's like working on remaking the game, they're called Reforged? That's kind of fun. I don't know. This name has never been used. Call it the Great Orb Project. Ooh. That's a good idea. What a good original name. I think RS4 fits well. Yeah, part of me is like RS4 might actually be a decent play because it creates a clear distinction that something big has changed and that it's different from the old one. But yeah, anyway, I don't work in marketing, clearly. You seen any of my YouTube titles, very clearly don't work in marketing. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Am I planning on getting 120 each skill on my main after TH? Yeah, I think I will over time. I've really lost my love for skilling because of all of the things that incentivize just like not skilling and instead just waiting and then spinning, or waiting and then, you know. So I think when Treasure Hunter goes, I'm likely to get back into skilling and enjoy it. I don't know if it'll be on my main though, or if it'll be on a completely new account. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, I'm like definitely open to it. I just feel like even though I haven't spent money on this, like real life money, half of the XP on my account is probably due to MTX stuff that was free. And it just feels like maybe I would have a better experience restarting. That's how I'm feeling anyway. Like, I could see myself doing a main account series when all these changes come through, where we make a new main and we go for our first Maxcape and our first, you know, and we do it all for real. I'm definitely making a new main. Yeah, I honestly think I will too. Right now I'm leaning towards that anyway. It wouldn't be like the main series we do, obviously, but it would be like a thing that I would definitely do. Like, if there's a day that all this stuff comes out, I would like that day I would start a new main with a bunch of people from the community. We could remake the clan and call us the Gold Cloaks, and we could go do it. You need to make new guides? Oh yeah, when all this stuff changes, I will absolutely make new skilling guides. I feel like Pup will be a really good person to bring on board for that too, because he really likes skilling. And it's good. When are videos of your other leagues run coming? I've got you on that. The ranged run, we're looking at making it either a 1-parter or a 2-parter. So it's gonna be like a 2-hour long video. And I'm looking at it right now. I think it's currently an hour long out of like an hour and 45 minutes. So it's coming along. I'm hoping it comes out in the next week. And then for the Magic run, I'm not sure if it's going to be a video or not. Opinion on Jimmy's Fresh Worlds idea that stays separate from the main game. I don't like it at all. I also think that, like, how do I say this? I wouldn't break this community in two unless it was the last ditch effort. To me, if all of this stuff fails, then you can try that. But to me, I think a lot of the people that carry the opinion that the game just needs to restart fresh are people that have a strong disdain for the game and think that it's too far gone. And I think that it's a very jaded approach that usually comes from people that don't and haven't really played the game much. Yeah, that's what I'd say about that. Yeah, if in like 2 years all this stuff doesn't help and the game is in a really tough spot, you know, I'd probably be more open to it as like the final thing in the playbook, but I don't think it needs that. What am I fishing for? Compliment Samco on my suit. Is RSA getting nuked and reset? I sure hope not. You look 10 times better than you usually do. I'll take it. One thing I need ASAP is get rid of OpenGL API that NXT uses. I don't even know what that is. Sorry, Clotus. I'm not a, I've not met JSON, if you know what I mean. Big Pup is jealous? Oh, no. I would struggle with the radical acceptance to fully redress my time without at least a few fresh start servers. What do you think? So I talked about this last night. I think that RuneScape does need to do something to re-engage the community, right? Like they can make all these changes to make the game better, but they need to have moments where people want to come in en masse and play through the game together. So my recommendation for that is like, I'd be open to them doing fresh start worlds again that merge with the main game after like a few months as a way to like get people playing the game together. I think that's a good idea, but I don't think doing permanent separate servers is good. But yeah, I'd be very open to like, once all these changes come out, they say, all right, y'all wanted fresh servers? These servers will merge with the live game, but they're starting fresh for 3 months. Or for 2 months or whatever. So if you've ever been looking to make an account or get into the game, now's your best chance. You could do it with everybody else together. And the benefit of that is just getting people playing together. I think that's really important. I don't think it's very new player friendly to log into this game and see everybody around you being maxed. You want like Leagues Day 1. You want to recreate that magic of having 1 million people running around Lumbridge and getting stuck in the game for the first time. So yeah, that's what I would do. So basically fresh start worlds. Yeah, without any of the like MTX garbage and FOMO mechanics. Like none of the inverted cape stuff. Like just like what old school's fresh start worlds were. If you've been thinking about playing the game, give it a try. Just exactly what old school did. Yeah. I'm ready for perma fresh start servers. Interesting. Yeah. I just think it's too risky to split the community like this. Also important to remember that, like, most RuneScape players did not ask for this MTX, right? And the stuff that has hurt the integrity of the game so much. And it kind of feels like punishing the people that stuck it out and supported the game through their worst times. If you do that and everybody moves to the new one, that's why I wouldn't do it. I just think there's a human aspect of it that's just, it feels mean. How was work after the almost all-nighter? Oh my god, I was so tired. I was 5 minutes late for my meeting. But I got through it. They can make all the changes, close RS3 like they did RS2, and then open RS4 under a new but familiar name. I think so too. I don't think, like, if there is going to be a rebrand, though, I wouldn't do it when Treasure Hunter dies. I would do it when all this stuff comes in. Like, when it's actually done. So in a year's time, that's when I would personally send it. I think that's a better opportunity to bring people back when it's, like, when it's ready, you know? It'd be cool if they could remove the tick system. Okay, I've heard that comment before. I don't totally understand it, because every game has a tick system. And if you remove RuneScape's tick system, it would make the game harder, and it would feel less like RuneScape to me. So I don't fully understand that one. I see it a lot, though, so I'm sure there's some validity to it, but I don't personally think I would want that. Every game in the world has a tick system. Yes. I mean, some games have faster tick systems, so maybe what they mean is, like, make the tick system a little snappier. They mean just speeding it up for responsiveness? Got you. Cool. Yep. 5 months Pog, level the con and keep it up. Thank you, DB Purple. Appreciate you. What potions am I using? These are Spirit Attraction Pots. They automatically collect Sarad spirits. RS's tick system's one of the worst. You can keep gameplay speed at the same, just increase responsiveness. I wonder if there are server-related issues with that. Because even old school, like, they have issues with their servers, right? And their responsiveness. Dude, feels good to see the sword past the halfway mark. Yeah, I just don't know if you can offer that reliably in a live service game, but maybe you can. There's an issue with drop ticks. That is a real thing, actually. Yes, and I agree. Like, maybe the solution is just invest in better servers. I see a lot of people doing fishing and like you're doing now. Is it for Saren spring farming? No, it's just the most AFK fishing in the game. It's like not very fast XP, but the fishing spot never moves. So you actually can AFK for 15 minutes at a time. So it's like, it's my favorite thing to do when I don't want to think about the game at all. And it's like 130k fishing an hour and 70k cooking an hour. So it's very slow, but it's more AFK. Give everyone a tick system, we may actually be able to get away with the TCP-based input system that guarantees input reception. Downside is if the server gets it delayed, then it's bad, yeah. Have it all it does think about the game. Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't care about my gameplay right now. Like, I'm mostly just talking about the game and talking to you guys, so yeah. Got it. Thanks for explaining. No worries. Anytime. All right, team. With that said, how do you feel? They have a WASD movement system. I would not like that in an ability game because it would just be like one hand on WASD, one hand on mouse. Where would you do abilities? Don't like it personally. Did I grab a nap? Yeah, I grabbed the nap. But yeah, with that said, I think I'm going to call it here for today's stream. A short stream, but we won. And on this day, RuneScape can be extremely proud of the decision that was made. We did something that people said for years could never be done or would never happen, and we made it happen. We've gone to the place, we've done the thing, we've climbed the mountain. Obviously, keep voting, run it up as far as humanly possible. But most importantly, Treasure Hunter will be removed from RuneScape, and the next update is on November 12th, where they should be announcing the date of Treasure Hunter deletion. So excited. So stoked. I'm just I can't wait for this new era. If I could fast forward until this was in the game and the game was being improved, I'd be so happy. Thank you, Mika. I'm genuinely gonna ban you from making suggestions. My favorite one is a new endgame boss to fix early game ranged. The most classic RuneScape solution. It's incredible. Am I gonna YouTubeify my thing with Pup from last night? Probably not, but I will happily go over it in a video. But yeah, with that said, everyone, I'm going to call it here for this evening. Thank you all so much for celebrating this huge moment with me. This was really, really fun. And with that said, I will see you guys tomorrow. I don't know what we'll be doing. Maybe we'll log back into the Hardcore Iron Man. But this has been a crazy last day and a half where we've spent 23 hours basically just watching this number go up. But you know what? I could not be happier with this direction. I'm so excited about it. And I think for years to come, people are going to look back on this as a pivotal moment in the future of RuneScape. And I think if this works out, it could mean a lot for gaming as a whole too. Because it'll be one of the first examples of a game, if we succeed here, dialing back MTX and then actually, like, it works out, right? If this works, this could have a huge impact on the whole industry. So really, really cool. Super excited. With that said, let's find someone to raid over to. Thank you all so much for all of your support, as always. Thank you guys for sticking it out with me, being here with me through all of this. And I can't wait to actually go back to, like, making content and, like, not just looking at this poll. Take care, everyone. I'll see you all next time. Have a great evening. I am going to send you guys over to... Let's see here. Who do I want to raid over to? Let me look. I want to see if I can find a gold cloak by any chance. Okay, I'm not finding any gold cloaks, which is okay. I'm going to send you guys over to... It's Beej, who is doing Raziel on an Iron Man. That sounds like fun. Hope you guys enjoy this stream. I'll catch you next time. Take care, everybody.